I got this pork loin today from Sam's Club. I had to run up there anyways, and I bought the whole pork loin. So this is a whole boneless pork loin. Yeah, Bubba. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how I like to kind of dissect it down. We're just gonna kind of go through it. This is gonna be fun.
Me cheese.
Y'all are silly. Alright, I got an audience ×2. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing rolling. Alright. So I got the pork loin drained out. So now basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trim it up a little bit before I do anything. And I just got a little boning knife, so I mean, you don't need anything crazy. It's boneless. I mean, anything like this or this. I mean, hell, if you had to, if this is all you got, I mean, you could do it with something like this. It doesn't have to be some crazy knife. A chef knife will work just fine. Gonna get a good edge on my knife real quick. Basically, these spots that you see have really thick fat on it. It's a preference. If you want to leave it on there, you can. No big deal, but just kind of keep the knife flat and just kind of skim some of the fat. You want to leave some of it. You don't want to get all of it off, but some of the spots that have really thick fat, go ahead and try to trim those off. But that's personal preference. I recommend that. The side, especially pieces like this, I mean, you can grab it and it almost peels away, and then you just come under it with your knife and then just help it along. That's how you know it's really thick fat. And I prefer not to have that on there myself. If you do, cut past the fat, no big deal. So you can see on this side how nice and pretty this end is, and then this end kind of just falls apart. So this is the end that you always want to use for a roast. So I'm just going to cut it dead in half. So starting from this point that way, you're going to want to start getting your pork chop. So I'm going to start off with 8, about like that. So this is the other half of it. So like I said, up until about this point here, I'm going to have nice looking pork chops like this that come off of that. You can cut pork chops all the way to the end, but once you get closer to the end, they're going to start falling apart. They're not going to look as nice, but they still eat just fine. So if you just want to make the whole thing into pork chops, then that's fine. Just do that. That's the beauty about buying these, is you can take this, what was it, like $14, $15 pork loin and turn it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6 different meals like this. Pretty much just cut all of that out. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my Ziploc bag because I'm cooking that this week, so I don't need to sacrifice an expensive freezer bag for that. Now I have all of this left over. What, buddy?
It's good.
What's good? What are you eating?
I'm eating a sucker.
You're eating a sucker? Okay, that's fine, just as long as it don't end up in my floor or in your brother's hair.
In a Bubba's hair?
In Bubba's hair? Yeah, just make sure your brother don't get a hold of it, because there ain't no telling where it'll end up. Yeah, Bubba doesn't need to hold your sucker. This is going to be stir fry. All that, and this is going to be grilling chops. So I'm going to do 1 big old grilling pork chops. Alright, 2. And then just split this in half. 3, 4. Big old nice grilling size pork chops. Nobody's gonna be able to say no to that. Look at that. That's 1.25 inches. So I got 4 of those. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to make stir fry. So you just cut real thin pork chops, just like you were gonna cut them for frying. So that's, you know, that's what you would do if you were gonna cut them just to throw them in the pan and fry them. Now you can take 2 or 3 of them and just kind of flatten them out like that, and then you just cut them into strips. It's that easy. I got my 4 big grilling pork chops. I got 2 probably 1 pound portions of stir fry meat. I have 4 and 4, that's 8 regular size pork chops, and then I have my 1.5 2 pound pork roast, all for $16. Half and half bleach and water. I love to just keep that under the sink anytime we do anything with meat. I got small kids. Not only that, I don't like being sick. You just douse it down, let it sit for a little bit, wipe it all up, and you're good to go. Almost finished, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so this is what we ended up with. 1 bag of pork stir fry, 2 bags of pork stir fry, 1 bag of regular 4 count chops, another regular 4 count chops, and then I'm going to be putting all these in the freezer, so I use my nice freezer Ziploc bags to make sure that my investment is not ruined. And then here's my cheap gallon size bag. There's my pork loin, or excuse me, my pork loin roast, and then my 1, 2, 3, 4 like 1.25 inch grilling size pork chops. So I'm probably gonna do the pork chops tomorrow and then throw the pork loin in the crock pot for Sunday for the week. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna make with it. It's good to just make it like that and then put barbecue sauce in it like pulled pork. And there's more ways to do this. So next time I do it, I may switch it up some and I'll make a video if it, you know, if it all works out. So that's that. Time for this stuff to go in the freezer. Look how you're looking at me. Look at this. Why are you so bad, Bubba? I just want to make this video for anybody that doesn't, you know, may not have actually tried that before, and you know, just go give it a shot. You can't mess it up. If you see this video and you try it and you get stuck halfway through or right before you do it, you need some advice or whatever, just shoot me a message. I'll be glad to help. Other than that, smash that like button, subscribe, all that jazz. That really helps me out. I would love to start building my subscriber base. I'm just gonna make videos like this and videos about the kids and, you know, how to make your life easier. That's kind of what I like to do, so I want to share that. So every like, every subscribe, comment, message, all that stuff means the world to me right now. So yeah, hope you enjoy it.